All right, so it's time to make a pick for the Florida State-Louisville game. You can stare into my eyes and see whether or not I have conviction as I tell you who I think wins this football game and by how much. Here you go. This is all contingent on the health of Florida State's offensive line. Most things seem to be these days. Hold your breath and hope like hell that you get Smith and Scott back. If that is the case, then I'll take Florida State to get the first win of the season at home in a thriller, 31-30. It may be wishful thinking, but I actually think they could win this game. But I'll take 31-30 if you have an intact, decent starting five on your offensive line.
Hey, Florida State fans, I'm here to give my pick for the Florida State-Louisville game. It might surprise you with this one. I'm sure, like all of you, after watching the debacle at Wake Forest, I was ready to say, hey, the Cardinals going to roll in here, probably win by a couple touchdowns. Then I saw Las Vegas put a spread on the game, and that spread is anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 points. And I started thinking, man, what is wrong with Vegas? Are they just giving out money this week? Then I realized they don't typically do that. So I looked a little closer at last week's game. There's a lot of weird stuff that happened against Wake Forest, starting out with 6 turnovers in the game. And on top of that, you throw in 2 drives where there are some of the most ridiculous calls I've seen in the ACC. And that's saying something. The roughing the punter call was absurd. The ridiculous call on the out-of-bounds hit. Man, when you throw all that in there, it's effectively 7 turnovers for Florida State. That's not happening. And those are the kind of things I think people objectively from outside look at those kind of factors and realize, well, Florida State's not a good team, but maybe they're not quite as bad as the score indicated. Man, I know I'm probably still drinking the Kool-Aid, whatever you want to call it. I think this team is a lot better than they've showed the last couple of weeks. No, I'm not saying they're a good team, but I think they might be just good enough to squeak out a win this Saturday in Doak Campbell Stadium against the visiting Louisville Cardinals. So I'm going to go Florida State 27, Louisville 24. I really think Florida State's going to bounce back this week.
After picking Florida State to lose last week at Wake Forest, this week I'm coming back to the other side. I like the Noles to get in the win column this week against Louisville. I think Florida State's going to win this game about 38-20. I think they're going to play better on both sides of the ball. I also think Louisville's not going to play as well as they have been playing at home. They've lost their last 6 games on the road. They haven't won a road game since 2019. So I look for Florida State to get a lead, cause Louisville to have some indecisiveness, some lack of confidence, and Florida State to really get after Malik Cunningham and really take advantage of that pass rush and the defensive line play. So I think Florida State's going to win this game. I'm putting it at 38-20. I like Florida State to improve to 1-3 on the season, see if they can carry that momentum into next week.
What's up, folks? Apologize for this. Had a little skin cancer removed from my nose earlier this week, so if you can't bear to stare at my face, I completely understand. Probably not the first time anybody's told me that. Now, I predicted Florida State to win each of the last 3 games, so take this ball for with a grain of salt. But I do, for some reason, like the Noles' chances. I think this coaching staff will figure out how to put some points on the board offensively. Hopefully, Saturday was rock bottom with some of the decision making. I think the defense will give up some points and give up some yards because this defense isn't very good. But it is a pretty good defensive line. And maybe they can affect Cunningham enough, get him off his spot, make him rush some throws, maybe a strip sack, a fumble, hit him a lot. Maybe the special teams will show up. I think, more than anything, I think Florida State's due. They're due for a good outing. So I'm predicting Florida State 31, Louisville 30, going to be a humdinger.
All right, Noles, this pick is coming to you from just outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm going up to Kohler this weekend for the Ryder Cup. I'm going to watch Daniel Berger and Brooks Koepka battle Lee Westwood and Matthew Fitzpatrick on a Friday morning, and I can't wait.
Okay, USA.
And I got to tell you, it might have influenced my pick for this weekend, but so be it. I feel like the offense is going to be much more consistent throughout the game. They're not going to do the back and forth thing where they look aimless at quarterback. I think they've got at least enough of a plan against Malik Cunningham that they might be able to hold him under 30 points. If they do all those things, the Noles are going to win the ball game. Really, guys, do we have to go 0-4 for the first time since 1974? Let's not do it. Let's go win a Ryder Cup and let's go win a football game, and on to Syracuse we go. 31-27 Noles. Let's do this thing.
I am going with Florida State this week. I'm picking FSU to beat Louisville 36-28 this Saturday. And really what the most important thing that's going to happen in this game is who's going to start off strong. I think even more so in this one with the style of offense that Louisville plays. If Florida State's defense and Florida State's defensive line in particular which has been a strength this year, can kind of be more on the attack and playing with the lead possibly, I think I could do wonders for them. And then for Florida State offensively, they're going to have to be able to run the ball. They're going to have to, either equal Louisville's output or possibly outgain it for them to have a good chance to win this game. So, Florida State, the real question is, will they start 0-4 for the first time since 1974? I think not. I have the Noles winning 36-28 this Saturday.
I've got probably over $20,000 worth of high-end video and audio equipment in this house, courtesy of Gene Williams, but I'm not going to use it because this is an 0-3 football team. Here's some good news. Here's some bad news, I think, thinking about this Louisville game. Good news, I think you're finally going to be forced into playing one quarterback and sticking with them throughout the game, which should make things easier for everybody. And when you're 0-3, when things can be a little bit easier, that's always a good thing. Bad thing is I still don't think they're going to be able to cover all that well in the secondary. Also, they did well against Notre Dame when adversity struck, but when that happened against Jacksonville State and Wake Forest, so when it happens again against Louisville, I got Louisville winning this game 24-20. But good news, I've been wrong 2 out of 3 times, so let's all hope that I'm wrong again. Thank you, though, for watching. If you could, hit the thumbs up on the way out. Thank you, and on behalf of Gene, Ira, Jeff, Corey, Tom, Austin, I'm Aslan. Thanks for watching.